Okay, I want you to memorize this slide like you know your name. Because this is going to solve the issue of spotting. I spot before the cycle. Is it my part? Is it? I see blood after the cycle. Is it? Do I pray? Do I fast? Do I go for Hajj? Do I go for Tawaf? So what is the word Hayd mean? Everything in this deen, and I'm sure you've been taught this, inshallah you learned it. Everything in this deen has a name. And the name is related to what is this subject. For example, what does Salah mean? Don't tell me the 5 Salah, Allahu Akbar. I know the answer. What does Salah mean? What is the origin of the word? Connection. Sila. Connection. That's the word meaning. Salah, Sila. Connect. So the essence of Salah is connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What does the word Siyam mean? What does Siyam mean? The word Sawm means what? I'm sorry? You defined the Sawm. I'm asking linguistically, not Islamically. Linguistically, what does Siyam mean? I'm sorry? You're close, mashallah, you're very close. You always give close answers. Very close. Naam? Can't hear you. Can't we have a mic that we give it to people? No? Yeah, Allah barik fik. Yeah, because you are suffering and I'm suffering. So what does Sawm mean? Remove it, Habib, so I can hear. No, it's you. Yes. Naam, al-imtina'. To withhold. To withhold. That's what Sayyidina Maryam in Surah Maryam, when she brought Sayyidina Isa, قولي إني نذرت للرحمن صوما فلن أكلم اليوم إنسيا. Tell them, I made an oath with Allah, صوما. Well, she's not eating and drinking, nothing to do with that. I am not going to be talking. Withheld. So, صوم is to withhold. Hajj. Don't tell me I go to Mecca and do all this. No. Linguistically, what does the word Hajj mean? That's translation. The word mean in Arabic means what? Hajj al-Bayt, meaning what? No, close. But you missed the most important. Al-Qasd. Al-Hajj, Al-Qasd, your direction, your intention. What do you want to do? So I say, for example, Hajjajtu Bayt alayna Noor. I didn't go to Mecca. I intend to go and visit her house. Al-Hajj, Al-Qasd. So learn the meaning of the word. Why I'm saying this? Because that will tell you what does Hayd mean. The word is in the Quran. يَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الْمَحِيضِ. What does the word mean? Literally means to flow. You have it here, as-saylan, to flow. So here you go. I always say this when women ask me, I don't know if what I'm seeing bleeding is Hayd or not. I was like, okay, alhamdulillah, we are all women and this is not recorded. When you go to the bathroom, this is how I start. When you go to the bathroom, and please forgive me, you urinate. Does it come? She said, yes. I said, that's it. It's your sala came in. Flow. So number one is flow. Hada yahid, and it's come from Hada al-Wadi, when the valley filled with water. That's Hayd. So Islamically, I combined for you, there's so many terminology, and I will show it to you, many definitions in the 4 school of thoughts. I found this to be the most comprehensive. It's from a contemporary scholar. Anybody from Syria here? Nobody, okay. Sheikh Wahb al-Zuhaili is a very well-known, he passed away a few years ago, very well-known contemporary scholar. May Allah give him Jannat al-Firdaus. His books are amazing. In Fiqh, in tafsir, in Quran, amazing. So he combined everyone, and this actually even combined with medicine. So menstruation, the bleeding, this has to be blood. And I will probably change this later on to translation to become the colored discharge. Because when you think of blood, you think of red. And the menstruation color, not necessarily red. So let's keep it this way. That flow. And the ones I put in red is what I want you to pay attention. Normally, So you're not sick. You're not ill. You have not delivered the baby. It's normal and regular timing. From the furthest side of the womb or the uterus. So bleeding from the vulva is not menstruation. Bleeding from the vagina is not menstruation. Bleeding from the cervix is not menstruation. It has to come from the inside. Not because of birth or illness. So childbirth, you deliver a baby, the bleeding is not menstruation. It's postnatal. I'm sick, the woman is sick, taking medications, now she's bleeding, that's not menstruation. Clear? You can stop me at any time, and we will try to give you always questions and answers. Clear? Don't ask me anything about something I'm going to come later. Only what I just covered. I have 140 slides for you, so there's a lot of information. Yes. What's your name, my sister? Ayah. You're Egyptian. Because you say ayah. It's ayah, mashallah, verse from the Quran. Or miracle. Yes. I know. Al-Iman al-Masriya we call. Yes. So it's gonna come. That's I told you, don't ask. How do you will know? Of course. The $1 million question. There's 3 million or $4 million questions in this topic. How do I know it started? How do I know it ended? How do I know this bleeding I'm seeing is menstruation or something else? That's the most important one. So we'll come to it. Bismillah. So this is the summary of it. Flow of blood, healthy woman from the uterus, not because she delivered the baby, not because she's sick, in an appointed time. Time is the most important. Time is very important, and we're going to come to this in detail. Okay, Bismillah. 4 school of thoughts, that's the definition of them. I don't think you need to worry about this slide, but since most of you, I think all of you, are students of knowledge, if you come out from this weekend appreciating that there is different opinion and respecting the different opinion, you learned a lot. Khalas. Who am I to judge who's right? There's 4 opinions. They all have a lot of reasons why they use this and not this. So if you look at the definition, the most accurate from the, I'll come to you in a second, from the information we know now. Does she have the 4 school of thought? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Can we go back, please? May Allah reward you, Habibati. I can't see. Is it I can't see. Yes. Is that the one? Yeah. So if you look at the 4 school of thoughts in everything, in salah, the hand is up, the hand is here, the hand is down. They have reasons. And the reasons are so valid. But then some reasons were not there. The later they found the reasons or they found the evidence. So just learn to respect. That's what I want you all. Learn to respect the others. So alhamdulillah, here you have almost the 4 school of thoughts. So she does it this way, that's right, as long as what she does is not without knowledge. So here you go, the 4 school of thoughts. The Imam Ahmad is probably the most accurate in this one because he is saying natural, regular, bleeding, shed by the womb of a woman when she reached the age of puberty. This is probably the most accurate one. So in general, it's a normal phenomena. Blood comes from the uterus in a certain age, a certain time. And not delivery and not sickness. Clear? Yes? Alhamdulillah. Next one, please. What is the minimum age? Yalla ya fuqaha, bismillah. What is the minimum age? I want to hear it. 9. How do you know that? It's true. You're right. But how do you know that? MashaAllah. I'm sorry? MashaAllah, tabarakallah. Already. It's a weak opinion, but you're right. Okay. So it is 9. However, that's not clear cut. Now that's what you will remember and you will learn in menstruation. There's nothing is written in stones because there is no proofs. There's no hadith of Rasulullah about the age. When does it start? But most cases, is 9 years of age. Guess what medicine say? So you bring your daughter to me in the office, and you say, Sister Haifa, she's bleeding. And I say, how old is she? And you say, she's 7. Or you say, she's 10. So because she's 7, it's not menstruation? Or because she's 10, it's menstruation? Did you get my point? Average is 9. So if you look in medicine books, they say the average age is 9. But can it be earlier? The answer is yes. Can it be later? The answer is yes. Have I seen younger girls? Yes. But if she is 6 or 7, before you say this is menstruation, you need to make sure there's nothing else going on. So if you bring your daughter to me and she's 7, she's bleeding, the first thing I'm going to do, I was like, I need to get an ultrasound. Let's make sure her ovaries are okay. Because there is some condition in the ovaries, produce hormones, she's bleeding, but she's not menstruating yet. That's abnormal. So the average age is 9. However, and I put all the opinion for you, Abdullah ibn Abbas, Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Abbas, and Ibn Taymiyyah, he said there is no age. Once the blood that comes in is fit the criteria, that's menstruation. So you bring your 7-year-old to me, and I look at her, and I will examine her, and I see, alhamdulillah, we are all women, I see that she has the breast is formed, right? There is hair. I do send an ultrasound, the ovary is normal, I do some blood work, everything is normal. I look at you and say, this is her cycle. She's young, yes she is, but it is her cycle. Why do I need to know this? Now the most important question. Why do I need to tell a 7-year-old you had this bleeding is menstruation? Al-bulugh, mashallah, because she's now become a baligh, meaning Islamically adult. And I'm sorry? So now certain things becomes obligation. Subhanallah, yani may Allah make it easy for a 7-year-old. Really, and you have to be gentle if that's the case, even 9. But this is the average age now we are saying. You go to school, if you have children, if you have girls, you go to the primary school. Like 6th grade, half of them has their cycle already. So subhanallah. But that's how it is. So now medicine and Islamic knowledge are agreeing, absolutely. Okay. And that's the other opinions. Now I'm sharing with you other. No age before 9, that it is possible to, for example, Hanafi school at the age of 6, some Hanafis accept menstruation at the age of 7, the average is 9. Don't worry about a lot of the details, but I'm sharing it with you because you're student of knowledge. So average is 9. If your daughter is 8.5, probably it is her cycle. But if she's 7, call your OBGYN. Let her check her. Okay? طيب. When does it stop? Bismillah. Menopause. When? I can't hear you, Habibti. I can't hear. So menopause. When does it stop completely? It depends. Now you're learning. Right. Not exactly the right answer this time. In all other slides it depends on, not this one. Huh? Now you're giving me physiology when the ovary stops. I need the age. You're right. But what is the age? Ya Allah, 45? Women will hate you. What is the age? What is medicine says and what Islam says. And it's very close, subhanAllah. Very close. What is the average age? Huh? 50? Yes. Why you're scared? Right. That's what Islam says. 50. Most commonly. Again, there's no proof. There's no ayah. There's no... How did they know this? You will be so shocked. They, like Imam Shafi'i, they say, he did what they call istiqra. He went to his town and asked the woman. And he got the average. Ya Allah. Look at us and now we just, whatever, we read on the internet and we're done. So the average age, here you go. Different opinion. Average age, the Hanbali says 50. See it here? The last one. Next slide, please, Habibati. You see Hanbali, Shafi'i, Maliki? Yes. So Hanafi, they say 55. Maliki say 70. Yes. Shafi'i, no limit. Hanbali say 50. Why did I say Hanbali is the closest, right? Because that's what medicine say. Medicine's the average age of menopause is 51 actually, in the United States. Of course, it differs between countries. If the country is hot weather, they stop earlier or later? Later, exactly. Like if you go to the Arab world, the average is 55. Because the weather, heat. I always tell women, like in Ramadan, this is another very common I see. I missed my cycle. I traveled back home and came back and I didn't get my cycle for 2 months. She's not pregnant. I said, where did you travel? And that's like traveling affected, fasting affected, stress affected, temperature affected, because it's all how the body reacts. So if you look at these, Hanafi 55, 70 Maliki, Shafi'i different, Hanbali is 50. What I like, before I go to this, what I like is actually, what I tell my patients and the woman who ask me, if you are still seeing the bleeding, the regular, like if you come to me and you say, I'm 54 and I'm still bleeding, Dr. Haifa, and I say, okay, tell me more. So I normally take from her menstrual calendar. When was it last year? Last month. When was the month before? When was the month before? And then we look at 3 months and I say, you're still menstruating. That's normal. So it's not like a cut or written in a stone, but the average. However, have I seen, what is the youngest age of menopause I have seen? It's so sad. 20. Yeah. 20. Really. Allah knows how I delivered the message to her, because that means no children. Now I told you why it is a ni'mah. Because I had to tell this 20-year-old newly married that she will never have children. And husband. So when you look at menstruation and you complain, talk to this girl. So the youngest I have seen 20, I have seen 27, I've seen 33, 35, 37, 40s, you name it. And I have seen up to 60 and she's still menstruating. So we applied that rule. Still regular, same. And I was like, you're fertile, mashallah, tabarakallah. I delivered the patient yesterday, just before I came to you guys. Wednesday, actually, 47. First baby, natural. Subhanallah, got married at the age 45. First time, Muslim, mashallah, tabarakallah. Then got pregnant, then miscarried last January. You can imagine the drama. And then Allah gave her a baby, Nasr. We just delivered her Wednesday. So, alhamdulillah. So why I'm sharing these stories with you, menstruation is a ni'mah. Don't complain about it. Ni'mah. Can't be a mother without it. So this girl actually, the 20-year-old, I had a long session with her and her husband. أنا وكافر اليتيم كهاتين. I was telling them, go and adopt children. You and the one who adopt and take care of children is like with the Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam, like this. So it's a ni'mah, it's a huge ni'mah. Average age, different age, can be as young as 20, can be as old as, I have not seen above 60. Normal, I have not. But that doesn't mean it is not, but very unlikely. Like as you said, Imam Malik got up till 70. Tayyib, question about this? Yes. Now, how do you know she's menopause? You do a blood test. Because, just for you to know, it's a good information. So, it's amazing the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's being a physician makes you even look and get connected to Allah even more. The miracle of a human being that we don't even look at. So, the ovary, the uterus, look at it this way. This is the uterus, this is the ovary, and then the brain. This is just the container. And this is the responder. All the control is from here. So when I want to see if you are menopause or not, I don't look at the uterus. It means nothing. I don't look at the ovaries. I look at the brain. Is the brain functioning? So I do one blood test. It's called FSH. If it is above 25, this woman is menopause. This woman came in 103. We did it 3 times. 103, absolute menopause. It's called premature menopause, even in medicine. So it happens, but that's not the norm. In all my career, I've seen 120, 127, 233, and then 35 and above, I've seen more. Especially people who goes under a lot of stress. I've seen a lot of Bosnian women after the war. And they go through menopause from what they have went through. Okay, yes. Aywa. Can she be menopause and come back? Yes, it's possible. It's definitely possible. Not common, but I have seen it. To be menopause, you have to have a 1 year of no cycle. That's the definition of it in medicine. 1 year, no cycle, to be a menopause. But for this, like when they come young, in their 20s and no cycle for 2 or 3 months, you have to do a blood test. One of them is this. If this comes high, that's it. But in general, the woman is not menopausal, it's a 1 year. Like if she bleeds after, we have to look at it as abnormal. And if nothing is there, then I say, yep, you got your cycle again. I've seen it many times. Okay, let's go. Next one. Yes, the possible colors of, yes. This one also memorize with your heart, not only your brain. These are the colors. 4 that scholars agree on. The most common color is not red. It is black, darker. Think of it this way, because that really will help you. Inshallah, not you. But if you go through a case of abnormal bleeding, and then I was like, I don't know. And my first question, can you tell me the difference between the colors or the smell? Is it darker? Is it more thick? So think of it this way. If you are cooking, which we all do, and you cut yourself with a knife, how many have done that? Who didn't? Right? What color of the blood comes in here? Red, bright red, and flow. That's bleeding. That's not menstruation. It's not this color. Is it? No, I love that. Is it the same flow? No, it's thicker, right? So number 1, the color is most commonly black, red. Why did I put these colors? Yellow, turbid. We're going to add more. Because at the end of the menstrual cycle, the bleeding color changes, right? First you have this gush of red and black, and then it becomes brown, then it may be a little bit of more colored. All this is menstruation. All these colors, part of menstruation. So I put for you here, yellowish and turbid discharges after menstruation are counted. If it is after you finish, it is not. We'll come to it later. So here we go. I added the Hanafi and the Shafi'i. They added more colors. So you have greenish, turbid, dusty, right? Red, black, yellow, turbid, and green. I've never seen a green, but I don't know why they put the green. Honestly, I have not, because usually green is infection. But I'm not going to comment, because who I am to comment on Imam Shafi'i. Yes. Aya rushed to things. What do we do to her? Isbir wa ma sabruka illa billah. Okay, be patient, and Allah will make you patient. We'll come to this, because that's a very good question. Yeah, exactly. Already. How about this one? Where's our pregnant lady? She left, mashallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give her full, healthy baby and easy delivery. Ya Rabbi, Ameen. So what do you do if you're pregnant and you're bleeding? How many of you have been pregnant? Alhamdulillah. Have you bled during pregnancy? Yes? Anybody? Right. What did you do? Prayed or didn't pray? Not delivery. I'm talking about pregnancy. I thought, she's in big trouble. So what did you do? Pray. Why? Just a second. I'm coming to you. Why you prayed? MashaAllah, I prayed. Okay? Mom told me. No, really. You prayed. Why? Why is not a period? Just a second, one by one. Do you see how I'm questioning you? I'm putting you on your tiptoes, right? Alhamdulillah. Why? You're right. You're right. But why? So you're right. Because that's the most correct opinion. But why? Yes, sister. That's not correct. No. Not necessarily. It can be. But most of the bleeding in pregnancy is actually from the uterus. But what is the difference? Now this is, you have to be a physician. But in general. So let's go to the next slide, please. Okay. Different opinion. You never go wrong if you say different opinion. طيب? The essential ruling states that the pregnant woman does not menstruate. Islamically, medically goes with it. That's the beauty of it. Why? That's why I was asking you why. Okay. I'm trying not to be very technical because I don't want to bother you with the medicine. But in general, look at my hand. The uterus is exactly like the fruit, the pear fruit. You all have you cut the pear, and there's this line in the middle, and then we normally remove it because we can't eat it. That line is the lining of the uterus, exactly. SubhanAllah. Same. Allah, Jazakillah khair. And how they will see the slides? Huh? I don't know. I'll leave it to you. I love seeing you better, but I'm worried about you seeing the slide. So anyway, the line in the ear is the lining of the uterus. The lining of the uterus is what we women shed during menstruation. Meaning, if you take, this is technical, but it's very helpful. If you take the blood of menstruation, and you take a blood from the cut, and you put them under the microscope, they are not the same. Not the same at all. The menstruation has blood and has other tissues, the lining. The blood has blood only. The pregnant woman does not have this line because she's pregnant. She bleeds from the placenta, and the placenta is blood. SubhanAllah, how did they know that? It's amazing. When I was doing this, I was like, Ya Allah. However, can some women, they are pregnant, still menstruate? The answer is yes, early. How many of you didn't know you're pregnant? I see this a lot, right? Yes. You didn't know you're pregnant. And you come and you find out you're 3 months pregnant. And you look at me and says, Dr. Younis, but I had my cycle last month. And I was like, I've seen it. So both opinion is correct. This is what I love about this. Yani literally, after I prepared for this, I have way more respect to the scholars. How did they know that? They were men, no microscope. I don't know how much women knew that time. But look at, they really put their heart in it. So in general, the answer is no. So immediately you say, it is not my cycle. Unless you're in the beginning, you may have to. So it's very rare, as I put it. Next one, what time we have to stop? Do you need to take a break? Really? No break? Very interesting, Ya Rabbi, lak alhamd. Alhamdulillah. Can I take a break? Just to drink? Okay. Bismillah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. طيب. Let's go. Bismillah. Next one. This is very technical. I'm going to skip it if you allow me, because this is the argument why some says it is she can menstruate and some says she cannot menstruate. I'll pass it if you allow me, because it is very technical. طيب. So this will, next slide. Next one, please. La, you missed it. Go back. Go back, please. Yes. Is it Hanafi and Hanbali on one side? Maliki and Shafi'i? Okay, so here you go. That's a different opinion. We try to make it as easy as possible, because when you have it in charts, it will be easier for you. So, possible to menstruate. So if you say, yes, I had it, you're right, here you go. Imam Malik, Shafi'i, and Ibn Taymiyyah. He said, yes, she can. And now, nope, Hanafi and Imam Ahmad or Hanbali school, no, because of this evidence. Medicine says both are possible. Most commonly, she does not. So if you are 7 or 8 months pregnant, I wouldn't say impossible, nothing is impossible. Very unlikely you're menstruating because it's a completely different mechanism where you are bleeding from. Clear? What time is your maghrib? 8:20? Okay. So the pregnant woman, next slide please, we agreed on that. The pregnant woman does not menstruate. Okay. Two things we need to cover before maghrib. Minimum days of bleeding, how much? So 3 days I heard. So I think 24 hours. 1 day, 5 days, minimum. Minimum, don't confuse that question. Minimum. 3 days. طيب. Any other? Huh? Somebody said it. Not the average, the minimum. 1 day. Anybody else? طيب. Those who said 3 days, based on what? You're right, so don't get scared. You're right. Which school of thought? Yes, I am very surprised. You're the only community who doesn't know the Hanafi school. God, everybody else knows. 3 and 10 rule. Yes, so the 3 days is Imam Abu Hanifa. Right. The 1 day answer is incorrect. Not because it's incorrect, because the way you said it is incorrect. It has to be said in a fiqhi way. You said it almost correct. It has to be yawmun wa layla, they say. Day and night. Has to be yawmun wa layla. I'll give you examples so like why she's going into these details. So let's go into this. 3 days and nights, Abu Hanifa. A day and night, 24 hours. Imam Shafi'i and Al-Hanbali, no lower limit. And Imam Malik, Ibn Taymiyyah, and Al-Zuhri. What does that mean? Practically, let's go to life. So this is your daughter. Let's not give your daughter. Okay. Let's give this scenario, very common. You're a woman who got pregnant, delivered, breastfeed. Got pregnant, delivered, breastfeed. It's for 6 years, which is very common. Sometimes 8 years. Literally, you don't remember anything, right? And then you start bleeding. And the blood is flow, or smell, or look, everything, right? So you saw the bleeding, assume Dhuhr time. At 12 noon, you saw bleeding. What are you going to do? Did you get why I'm saying this? What are you going to do? Pray or don't pray? Yes or no? The first question you ask is what? Which school of thought you follow? Always, you don't answer your opinion. What school of thought you follow? What school of school you follow? So the woman's, and I say, okay, where do you come from? She says India and Pakistan, that's the communist, right? Or the Far East. I was like, so you're a Hanafi. Do you pray with socks or without socks? That's my next question. She said without socks. So which school of thought she is? Hanafi. Because he's the only one. The only one, he says, okay, Salah is okay without socks. The other 3 schools, nope, you need to cover. So I said, you're Hanafi. So what does she do with this bleeding? She pray or don't pray? Huh? Pray or don't pray? Yes or no, or I don't know? Okay, I'm going to make it easy. How many of you say she will pray? Show me hands. She needs to pray. She just saw the bleeding. So this is my question. The question is, this woman doesn't remember a thing. It's for 6 or 8 years, pregnant or delivering. Now she is at noon today, getting ready to go to masjid. Let's make it very interesting, this scenario. Right? Took her ghusl and dress and going to the Jumu'ah. And guess what? Boom. She goes or she doesn't?